Hello, my name is Nienke, I'm the travel tester, but today, finally, I am also the London tester. And today I'm also a little bit of a time travel tester, because I'm going to take you along to all of the houses that we used to stay in when we lived in London for almost 6 years.
Why don't you stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay here with me.
Ik loop nu naar ons eerste huis waar we woonden toen we aankwamen in Londen. En ik ben ook zo weg. En ik was alweer vergeten wat ontzettende bende, herrie en ontzettend veel werkzaamheden er zijn voor de hele stad. Het is echt nooit stil.
Why don't you stay, oh stay, 'cause I could really use a friend. Why don't you stay, please stay, 'cause my heart really needs a man. Somewhere, somehow, I guess I lost it all. Stay here with me.
So I just sat down in the local secret park because I'm still a little bit awkward filming in public. But I just wanted to share the story of where we moved to in London for the first time, and that's right here in Exmouth Market. So Nick actually arrived a couple of weeks earlier here in London, and he stayed in a hostel to look for an apartment, which he found here in Exmouth Market, the incredible centrally located neighborhood, close to Clerkenwell and Farringdon in the southeast, to Angel in the northeast, Holborn in the southwest, and King's Cross in the northwest. The apartment we rented was actually perfect. It was right on the square. It looked out over Caravan, a really cool brunch spot, and it had the market close by and all the cute little shops. But we shared the apartment with a Spanish couple that we didn't really vibe with, and we had a landlord that just walked in whenever he felt like it. So yeah, it's definitely the place where we learned that perhaps we're a little bit too old for flat sharings, but even if it's in London.
The next station is Turnpike Lane.
Second flat was finally our own. It's the building behind me on a corner in a neighborhood called Turnpike Lane, which has a lot of sort of homeless people and the occasional shooting. But we did have our own fridge with ice on it. And there was a really good Turkish restaurant in nearby Wood Green that we always used to go to, a lovely weekend market, hole in the wall Chinese shop with an old lady that was always on her phone doing lottery games, and we bought our satay sauce and shrimps there, so we made it work. Oh, I see a squirrel, if you can see it. It's right there. The only downside was that people from the top of the double-decker bus could pretty much look inside whenever they drove past. And one day we had water pouring in from the light sockets, but apart from that, it was pretty good. We can't complain. After all, it's London. This is really the place where we learned all about patience. So the flat behind us originally consisted out of 8 flats, but they added 2. We were 11, and that gave all sorts of problems because no one sort of formally reported the extension to the system that you need to do all your background checks in. It was really hard to get anything officially organized, and that meant I didn't have a bank account for almost a year. Yay! I must say that despite the little bit of a negative name that this area has, I'm walking here now. It's super sunny and it actually looks really nice. It's super green, and there's lots of shops around, so you know, it's just whatever you make of it.
Goes round and round in circles, but I'm still on the ground. It's a dizzying day.
I picked an absolute glorious day to show you our third and fourth house in London today, but I have to deal with it. So if you look under my umbrella, there, we lived in the Leyton Orient football stadium. First we lived on one side of the building in one of the corner towers, but we didn't look onto the field. But then the landlady, she sold her house, and we were lucky enough to be able to move to one of the other corner towers, which actually did have a view from the balcony onto the football field, which was super cool, of course. Nou, lekkere snackjes. Hi Rose. Say hi.
Are we winning it?
Oké mensen, dus de bal is net vanuit het stadion over de muur gegaan en nu is Nick de bal aan het pakken achter de bus. En?
It even smells like grass.
So this neighborhood is a bit more family friendly. There's also a neighborhood Fox that we used to see on every night, and there's a great pub that you can go to for drinks and food on the weekend. There was also a huge supermarket and a gym that we love to go to, and it was close to Olympic Park and Victoria Park. And if you're here, also don't miss next door neighbor Leytonstone with some quaint little coffee shops and great local neighborhood vibe as well. This is definitely the place where we learned that London has so many beautiful little pockets, and it's also where I learned that I wouldn't have wanted to miss living in London for $1 million. Pounds. Euros? Any money.
It's getting real dark in here. Feels like I've been here 1,000 years.
Just gonna see if this works. And we lived right there in Uga. The weather is absolutely horrific today. The lining is bad instead. So I think I'm gonna head over to Canada and do some shopping. Thanks London, love it.
Oh, this is everything with you right next to me. So alive, and tonight I'm thinking that I don't wanna